Welcome to the Instant Trivia Podcast, episode 1962, where we ask the best trivia on the internet. Let's get started. What fossilized tree resin, commonly used in jewelry, is prized for its warm colors and for sometimes preserving ancient organisms? Amber. Which type of insect has hardened forewings called elytra that protect the delicate hind wings underneath? Beetle. Who created the sculpture's single form, a memorial to Dag Hammarskjöld, at the United Nations in New York, and Construction Crucifixion, homage to Mondrian on the grounds of Winchester Cathedral? Dame Barbara Hepworth. Which composer wrote the four Mephisto waltzes between 1859 and 1885? Franz Liszt. Which musical composition by Sergei Prokofiev tells the story of a young boy and his adventures with various animals? Peter and the Wolf. Which coffee company, famous for its Green Mermaid logo, partnered with Grande Expectations in 2007? Starbucks. Which temperature scale sets the freezing point of water at 32 degrees? Fahrenheit. What dish, commonly found in Chinese American restaurants, is a savory pancake of eggs and mixed fillings, similar to a large Chinese omelet? Egg foo young. What is the term for the phobia of glass? Hyalophobia. Which breed of dog is most commonly used in sheepdog trials? Border Collie. In Hebrew, what does the phrase ani rotze min, translate to in English? I want sex. What are the curved arms used to lower lifeboats called? Davits. Which atmospheric gas can some microbes convert into forms of nitrogen that act as fertilizer for plants? Nitrogen, N2. What computerized diagnostic imaging technique did Godfrey Hounsfield invent? The CT scan, computed tomography. What do you call a phrase whose meaning cannot be deduced from the individual words, like kick the bucket? Answer. Which 1989 film tells the story of a farmer who builds a baseball diamond in his cornfield and begins to experience magical encounters with legendary players? Field of Dreams. In the Dick and Jane Primer books, what is the family dog's name? Spot. On a standard QWERTY computer keyboard, which letter is between the G and J keys? H. Which beloved puppet famously sang the song, "It's Not Easy Being Green," about the struggles of being a certain color? Kermit the Frog. Which medical instrument is used to measure blood pressure? Sphygmomanometer. What method of death is known medically as exsanguination? Bleeding to death, severe blood loss. Which modern country corresponds most closely to the ancient Roman province of Africa, Africa Proconsularis? Tunisia. Which historical figure, born on the Mediterranean island of Corsica, famously declared he was not French but Corsican and later became Emperor of the French? Answer: Napoleon Bonaparte. Quel président français a exercé le plus long mandat du XXe siècle, de Yitu Hafai à Yokaver? François Mitterrand. Which band released the album Tango in the Night in 1987? Fleetwood Mac. What does the name Ophiuchus mean in English? Serpent bearer. Which editor led both Vanity Fair and The Daily Beast and became known for reshaping modern magazine journalism? Tina Brown. What was the name of King Louis XIV's primary residence? Answer: Palace of Versailles. Which 1902 novel is often credited with popularizing the American Western genre? The Virginian. What is often said to drive innovation and creativity when people face challenges? Necessity. According to Roman legend, who was the first king of Rome? Romulus. Which common solvent and paint thinner is primarily made of terpenes with the chemical formula C10H16? Turpentine. From which TV series did the band T'Pau take their name? Star Trek. Which legendary television news anchor famously signed off his broadcasts with the line, "And that's the way it is"? Walter Cronkite. Who became Texas's first female governor when she was elected in 1990? Ann Richards. In which country is the region called the Algarve located? Answer: Portugal. What is the name given to someone who makes barrels? Cooper. What four-letter word describes a gentle touch of one's lips against another person's? Kiss. What language spoken in the Netherlands is the primary ancestor of Afrikaans? Dutch. What substance covers approximately 71% of the Earth's surface? Water. Which ancient civilization, centered in Anatolia, was known for its advanced use of chariots in warfare and played a major role in the history of the Near East? Hittites. What one-word term describes a situation in which someone must choose between two equally unpleasant options? Dilemma. Which American actor is the father of daughters named Rumor, Scout, and Tallulah? Bruce Willis. Which monomaniacal captain is obsessed with hunting a great white whale in Herman Melville's classic novel Moby Dick? Captain Ahab. Which French word used in English means an awkward or inopportune occurrence and is also a fencing term? Contretemps. Which model, born in 1964, is nicknamed the Body? L. McPherson. Which legendary coach led the University of North Carolina Tar Heels and coached future NBA scoring star Michael Jordan? Dean Smith. Tio Pepe is a brand of what type of fortified wine? Sherry. What is an archipelago a group of? Islands. What currency is represented by the ISO 4217 code EGP? Egyptian pound. That's the end of the show. Thanks for listening. Come back tomorrow for more exciting trivia.